Hey guys, so I drove from Queenstown and now I'm in Tekapo, which is really windy, which is why I'm only filming here in this little cafe. The drive here was absolutely stunning. The lakes in New Zealand are all different from each other and they all have like amazing different shades of blue. The one place where I stopped before was like a teal blue. It was absolutely insane. Queenstown was a nice reprieve from the remoteness of New Zealand, and you know, there's more shops and restaurants and people there, but I didn't love it. It's kind of more of a party town. I mean, it has also unbelievable scenery, but I just wasn't really totally feeling it there. I have to say my energy has been a little bit low lately just because of moving around so much, packing, repacking, long drives alone, although I did pick up a hitchhiker from Queenstown to here, which was kind of a nice break from driving in the car alone. Although I have loved being in New Zealand, I am really looking forward to going to Vietnam because the scenery is stunning here, but there is a little bit of that layer of culture that's kind of missing. In the North Island, you supposedly can really expose yourself to that Maori, like native culture, but the rest of New Zealand is just culturally a little bit bland. So I'm looking forward to going somewhere like Vietnam where there's just so much more history and culture and cuisine and something different. So it's been incredible here. I've loved it, but I am looking forward to moving on. I think the highlights of New Zealand for me were definitely Tongariro Crossing and Milford Sound. Those to me stand out as sort of like experiences that I've never had anywhere else, and the scenery was just stunning in both. I also loved the skydive that I did, but the whole experience in Queenstown and seeing that accident definitely put a bit of a damper on that for me. I'm a month into my trip now, a third of the way through, and I have to say, like, I'm pretty surprised how far I've come since leaving. I guess a couple different things. Like, I have been more mindful of everything around me and everything that I'm doing. I just think I'm being a little bit more thoughtful with taking things in and processing things. But then also I'm pretty happy that I stayed at the hostels and I actually started to really enjoy it. I stayed at really nice places that I booked in advance, and as I think I may have said before, those places book up early. So if you come to New Zealand and you want to stay at nicer hostels, book in advance, because I saw so many people being turned away. And there's a big difference between the hostels that I stayed at, supposedly, and the hostels that have like the tour buses of like tons of like 20-year-olds. So I'm really happy with that experience, and it was really nice to meet people. I met some really great people. And yeah, even though they were all like sort of short-lived, you know, having a conversation over a drink or doing something for, you know, half a day, it was really nice in every case. So yeah, I met really nice people, and I'm glad that I pushed myself to do that. I kind of feel like for the rest of the trip now I'm more primed to meet people at other parts, so that's nice. I'm really happy that I did that. I do feel like I've moved beyond like where I was before I started, so that's a really good thing. I'm going to Vietnam next. I'm starting in Hanoi, and as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, the person that was going to join me there, my really good friend Matt, had a death in the family and he can't make it anymore. So I've changed my plans a little bit, but I'm just going to go with it. I feel more prepared to travel Vietnam alone now than I did at the beginning of New Zealand. The only difference will be when I'm in Vietnam, I am staying in hotels because they're so inexpensive there that I just wanted to do that. Plus, it's obviously much more chaotic, and I thought it'd be a nice way of kind of breaking the rhythm here of staying in hostels, but also being able to escape the chaos of some of the cities in Vietnam. I'm surprised that I'm actually torn of whether or not I should change that and choose to stay at some hostels in Vietnam. But I do think I'm ready for a break from the hostels at this point. I'm ready for some private space, being able to like lay out all my stuff and not have to pack and repack every day. So I think I'm gonna stick with it in the end. Off to Vietnam.
Chào bạn ạ, kính chào quý khách. Vui lòng lưu ý đây là chuyến bay không hút thuốc.